How you doing? You know, I was sitting there thinking about what to play last night, and I figured since I got a mic up here, I might as well talk a little bit, too, about what's going on. First off, thanks for having me, and thanks for not raining on us. I guess we're doing pretty good so far. I'm here today to support military families speak out, Gold Star families, Iraq veterans against the war, Vietnam veterans against the war, and Veterans for Peace. Because I believe that peace is not a radical concept. And a state of indefinite and permanent war is not only immoral, but unsustainable. Last weekend, I had the privilege of attending that big rally out in Madison, Wisconsin, where upwards of 100,000 people showed up to protest their governor's assault on workers' rights. And I can tell you that people in this country right now are fed up with the current state of things. And they're fired up too. There is a movement growing here. So don't be discouraged when this whole thing gets ignored today by the mainstream media, because it will, and we know it will. Just like last weekend's event was. They can only ignore us for so long. We know we're here. And we're not here today because it's practical. We're not naive enough to think that we're going to wake up tomorrow and the wars will be over. We know that war is very profitable for the power elite in this country. But we take this stand because we have the moral high ground. And anything less would strip us of our integrity as citizens of the United States of America. We need to ask ourselves, what does it say about our culture that while we're defunding public education, destroying unions, and shredding the public safety net, we still somehow have an endless source of taxpayer dollars to pay for war and tax cuts for the wealthiest among us? It's also important to remember that we need to think of the anti-war movement as part of a larger struggle for social and economic justice. And it's time for us to forget about settling for the lesser of two evils in this two-party, de facto corporate dictatorship that exists today in our country. So, let's stand together today in unity for peace and in solidarity with the military families that are here, putting themselves on the line right over here for justice. Thank you. Now I'll play. Hey, can I get this thing turned on? Can you hear that? I've been waiting for something to happen for a week or a month or a year. The blood of the ink of the headlines and the sound of the crowd in my ear. Might ask what it takes to remember when you know that you've seen it before, where a government lies to a people and a country is drifting to war. There's a shadow on the faces of the men who send the guns to the wars that are fought in places where their business interests run. On the radio, talk shows and TV, you hear one thing again and again, how the USA stands for freedom and we come to the aid of a friend. But who are the ones that we call our friends? It's governments killing their own. Government people and take any more, and they pick up a gun or a brick or a stone, and their lives in the balance. And there are people under fire, and there are children at the cannons, and there's blood on the wire. And there's a shadow on the faces of the men who ran the flames, of the wars that are fought in places where we can't even say the names. And they sell us the president the same way they sell us our clothes and our cars. They sell us everything from our youth to religion. The same time they sell us the wars. I wanna know who the men in the shadows are. I wanna hear somebody asking them why. They can be count on to tell us who our enemies are, but they're never the ones to fight and to die. And their lives in the balance, they are children under fire. There are people at the cannons, there's blood on the wire. Their lives in the balance, there are people under fire. There are children at the cannons, there's blood on the wire. Thank you! Give them hell!
Come on.